I thought I got rid of my results there, but
Well, sorry, I just scared my co-host. Good morning from the final round of the Asset Alliance Group Scottish Rally Championship. I'm having a brain failure already. Our live coverage is brought to you by the wonderful people at Royal Aero. This is the Caledonian Rally, which is the second half of the Anglo-Caledonian Rally. This is the Sunday part. I'm just getting this loaded in to see if we've got comments coming in. And the observant among you will have already noticed that I am not Roy Campbell or Andy Kelly. I don't know if it's actually working, Dad. I'm not seeing anything on this. I'm getting likes popping in, but I'm not seeing any picture. But that could just be my slow Wi-Fi connection. I'm sure Chris is on it back at home. But yes, there we go. We have pictures. Right. Okay, good. I know what's happening now. Right. Don't do that. You're giving the cameraman a heart attack. But yes, no. Roy and Andy are both, we're both meant to be unavailable this weekend. Roy was meant to be down in Anglesey at the final round of the Junior 1000 Across Challenge doing his chairmanly duties. Unfortunately, that event, Storm Bert got that one. And Andy is these days not so great with a cold. So hopefully Andy's somewhere dry and warm. Rue Campbell saying good morning. See John Wink ready to go. Yeah. So things have changed overnight. It was meant to be two-wheel drives in reverse seating order. Now the four-wheel drives are running at the front due to the concerns about the weather. I should also introduce that I do have a co-host. You don't have to just listen to me. I have the boss. Maisie Clingan is with me today.
Hi everyone.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for dragging yourself out of bed at stupid o'clock in the morning. We're in your home forests.
Yeah, technically.
Go up that hill high enough you can probably see your house.
Well, yeah. Not far away.
Not far away. So yes, we're in the Castle Orr stage 1 of the day. 6 stages for the SRC guys today. 8 stages, I can count. 8 stages for the people doing the main event. Michael Motes is tuning in morning. You should be on your way here, Michael, pretty soon. He's one of the people we need to talk about with chances of championships.
As of many championships happening.
Many championships, yes. So you can see John Wink on the start line. He's one of the first people. I see David Wilson tuning in as well. Seeing you're not here, David. We'd like to see that big BMW out. That would be good after your great run at the Snowman. But yes, we've got 4 people, well, 3 crews and 1 driver who can still take second in the championship points today. Yep. Your man John Wink that we can see, Jock Armstrong and Owen Patterson who are sitting behind them in the Skodaroo, Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry who are currently in second, so they come in with the advantage, but I don't know about that.
Yeah. And
of course Stephen Petch and Michael Wilkinson still in with a shot. Obviously somebody you got a ride in earlier in the year in the Fabia. Was that last year now? That was last year now.
Last year in, was it the Fiesta?
Was it the Fiesta or the Fabia you got a run in?
Fabia, because I was sad when I seen it in pieces.
You were sad after the Jim Clark.
I couldn't remember what car it was.
I see Ros Clingan tuning in.
Hi Mum.
Your mum's there. She was already up when I picked you up this morning. She was. So, good luck to all from Jamie Edwards. That's nice. Gordon Murray, our Super Seniors champion, not here this weekend.
No.
I hope you've decided where you're going on holiday, Gordon, now that you've won the Haddo Energy Super Seniors. Other things to be decided. We have the G&M Mechanical Services two-wheel drives. There's a straight shootout between Greg McKnight and Harry Marchbank and Paddy Monroe and Andrew Stevenson. Who do you cheer for in that one? That's hard, isn't it? Roy Campbell is tuning in from a dry waterside. Yeah, it's actually dry here.
Yeah.
We were told it was going to be raining, but so far,
We were told a lot of things.
told a lot of things.
So
We do also have double the cameras, double the fun today, as Callum is round the corner.
we can see him.
We can see him through the trees. You can't, but we can. Hopefully we get that working. That's always nice when that works. Johnny Mackay's tuning in. Again, you should be driving a car right now, Johnny. I don't know how you're managing that, unless it's Rachel that's concentrating on that. He's maybe in the queue. Speaking of Johnny, he is one half of the battle for the Alban Garage Challengers with that man, Paddy Monroe and Andrew
Paddy
Stevenson again. Johnny representing the four-wheel drives and representing the former juniors. I've known Johnny since he was about 12 at this point, so I do like to see Johnny do well after he had an unfortunate mistake on the snowman.
Yeah.
Had an argument with a big rock, the same rock that claimed Hugh Brunton.
Yeah.
So, what else do we have battles for? We have the Lady Navigators. Speaking of Johnny Mackay and Rachel Matheson, it's Rachel Matheson versus Mary Riddick. Mary Riddick alongside Donald Peacock in that glorious historic Mark II.
Very nice.
Very nice car, yes. We do like that car.
Okay.
Ashley Thompson is watching. We'll see you later on at Lockerbie, Ashley. Obviously, Niall Cowan Jr., her partner is out today for a skid in the forest in his MG. And the other thing that has to be decided in terms of main categories is Michael Motes needs to finish alongside Justin Gunning to take the Motes Offshore Junior Navigator title. The drivers has been decided. Megan O'Kane making history, the first lady Scottish Junior champion in the SRC, which is kind of a big deal.
It is.
Not many folk have made it a big deal, but it should be a bigger deal than it is. I see Paul Mackerlane he's in Junction 5. So you're just up the hill from behind us. And Aileen Forrest, I believe Aileen's in Thailand on holiday. She was dragged away for a special holiday. Our newly crowned ladies champion for this year after her win at the Snowman. She just won it. Very close. Megan was chasing her hard. But yeah, I hope there's something more interesting than to watch us when you're in Thailand. I'll let you get things to do. Alan Patterson is watching. A bit of a Patterson family interest this weekend as young William, because he's not doing Anglesey now because Anglesey was cancelled. They've stuck some gravel suspension knobblies on the Micra, and Ian is out for his first gravel rally. Did he say in 12 years?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I am. It's gonna
whole 56 horsepower in that beast. You know, it's an absolute weapon. You wouldn't know when you see William drive it. It is an absolute weapon. Yes, I can hear.
Okay.
So now you've been in an R5 car, so you should know exactly how you do. You start one of these off the start line, right?
Can't recall much.
No, I imagine all you saw was sky. Trees.
I've seen the roof.
So yes, John Wink with my brain's gone blank. Who's navigating for him? It's Jack Bowen. Jack Bowen, that's it. As obviously his regular navigator Neil Shanks is leading the Silver Fern, 2 days down. They're away defending that, James Ford and Neil Shanks. So we'll hopefully, if Susan tunes in, she might give us an update on how that seems to be going.
Multiple co-drivers out there.
I see Harry Chalmers tuning in, Drew McDonald, Andrew Blackwood. So we've got some former juniors in there, and obviously Drew, a former Subaru Cup man himself. I haven't seen him out in a long old time. Donna Motes tuning in to cheer her husband Mike on, I'm sure. I heard a whistle.
I heard a whistle as well. So
there's probably a procedure. There's buttons and gears and all sorts of things in an R5 car to get it off the start line. So Castleower, you'll probably hear them coming behind us because they end up coming back round later on in the stage up behind us.
And we can hear the main road.
And we can also hear them coming up the main road. So
here we go.
See John off the line, fresh from a win at the Snowman. His first SRC win at the Snowman.
Hoping for a repeat again this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it is in here as well because it's quite grassy and stuff, as you can see in front of us. There's quite a polish on it, so hopefully it isn't too slippy. And then we can actually now see all our second place championship contenders who are chasing John down. You've got Jock Armstrong, Mark McCulloch, and I can see Stephen Petch at the back there. Yes, just parked behind the ambulance. Now Jock Armstrong, third overall at the Snowman, finally getting a handle on this car. It's taken a while. Yes, but Skoda Roo is different to the older Pretzer. Now that's quite a deceptive wee corner. Robert Proudlock nearly put it in the trees a couple of years ago in front of me at that corner.
Quite a big drop as well.
Yeah, there is a drop there, yes.
Yeah.
I remember standing there going, this person hasn't lifted when everyone else has. And then Adam arrived way too quickly around the corner. That's Jockaway. Now that's obviously a 2-litre engine in that. It's an Impreza engine. Derek Campbell telling us to speak up. I'm talking quite loud, to be honest. Maybe you need to shout a bit more. You don't do shouting, I know.
I don't shout unless needed.
People saying they're struggling for sound.
If Chris hears this, maybe he can...
Yeah, hopefully we can get that sorted. Chris can hopefully see if he can volume down on the mic. Okay. It's maybe just when the cars come by that they can't hear me. As Mark McCulloch gets ready to go off the line. Brett McKenzie saying good morning. Good morning, Brett. It's a shame you're not out for a play. That's another 2-litre engine car. That's an Evo 10 engine in Mark's Proton. I know that they were playing with new suspension at the Snowman. He's going for a drink of water. We're not used to talking. Dad's going to try and make an adjustment for the sound. I think you've got a That's better apparently, so maybe it was just a dodgy connection. Sorry about that.
I think that's Ian Forgan off the
Ian
start
Forgan
line.
and Chris Lees, yeah. In with a shout of second in the championship at the Snowman, but unfortunately had a bit of a rough day of it with the car cutting out, so that's kind of ruined those chances a wee bit. So yeah, just out for a good run to the end of the season. It's been a difficult year for Ian. He's kind of adapting to that new car. That's of course the championship winning car from last year in the hands of David Henderson that took a very good finish with David at the Jim Clark, and then Ian bought it not long after that. That's the first car going up behind the hill now that we can hear. We're going to swap over the mic here.
See if that makes any difference.
Alan Carmichael and Jane Nicholl.
Yes.
Jane Nicholl, former Scottish champion, of course. We've done a wee mic swap. We are doing our best, folks. Sorry about this. It's technology in the middle of the forest. Or not,
It's not. It's not
always the
easy.
best. But what you can do, you can turn the subtitles on, because I've got the subtitles and it is working. So there is some way of keeping up with what's being said. I see Kevin Jeffrey tuning in, Alan McDowell. Sounds perfect now. Well, that's nice.
There we go.
I don't know what we did, but we did something. I can see Johnny Mackay on the start line now. He's Class M7's an interesting battle with the fact that Mark McCulloch and Jock Armstrong are in the battle for the top three.
Yeah.
It could be Scott Peacock versus Johnny Mackay for M7 as well. Johnny Mackay coming off the back of that argument with a rock. So he's got a job to do today. I'm sure he's not worried about it at all. Robert Proudlock tuning in now. He's at Croft to check out the Constantines starting their first runs in the Adams.
Oh yes, they're using Adams this weekend.
So he's away down there. I was speaking to him midweek to give them some advice on how. I mean, if anyone's going to tell you how to drive an Adam, it's going to be Robert Proudlock.
Yeah, no better person to tell them.
Speaking of Robert Proudlock, his navigator from the year now that they're newly crowned Junior British Rally champions, Stephen Brown, is in with Scott Peacock this weekend because Craig Wallace was meant to be down at Anglesey with Alfie Letham and his daughter Kayla at the juniors. So that's a good team. Peacock and Brown. That's. I don't know if there'll be as many laughs as there is with Craig, but it could go quite well.
And it looked well off the start line there. Looked well off the start line.
He did, yeah. Now, I'm hoping that Scott's local knowledge, although he claims he doesn't have local knowledge, he never seems to know where he's going, but hopefully he goes well. Now, yes, Brett McKenzie chiming in saying loves the livery on this Citroen. This is Alex Vassallo.
I do like it as well.
It is. It's like a tribute to the old World Rally car liveries.
Which are nice.
DS3 R5, don't see many of them anymore.
No, rare.
Very rare. Very nice. We were checking it out at the Jim Clark, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a couple. I think there was a couple.
Andy Fennick had his as well. So I know you're a big fan of it. So you were inspecting, making sure it was looking good. So Ashley Reid saying in morning for Aberdeen. Hope you're not too snowed under. I don't think Alexander will have done much in the gravel in that car yet. I believe he did. Was it the track rod or Moulton or something he did? He did something with Chris Lee's navigating, I'm fairly sure, recently. So there's not many DS3s about, so it's not like you can learn off many folk how to drive them. Except maybe Johnny Greer.
Yeah.
He might be the only one to tell you how to drive a DS3. Oh, he was quite wide in the next camera. I'm seeing the next camera now. Oh, aye. Getting a bit of sideways on. George Myatt is watching. George, you'll be able to watch it from your, I think it's his bathroom. You can see the stage A from his house later on in the day. So yes, 9 stages for the main event. No, 8 stages for the main event today. I'll get that right eventually.
Yeah.
6 stages for the SRC contingent today. So they do 2 runs of Castlelower and Twigleys, which are the first 2. And then they go out to Windy Hill and A for the middle of the day. Darren Martin. Also, if you're looking for more live footage as well, Matt and Bex are about at the end of stages today, MCR Media, Motorsport Media. They've been out in there. Matt was looking very cold and wet last night, I saw a bit, poor man. Although I'm sure Bex was just as wet holding the phone. And also, special stage will be live in Twigleys today, so that's stage 2. So you can have us on one tab and have them in the next tab for when the guys head into there. Robert Bailey saying better weather for it. Yep, it is better weather than we thought it was going to be.
There's blue skies out.
There is blue sky.
There's blue skies behind us here.
It's such a rare occurrence this year in the SRC. We've been getting wet for the whole year. I can see our challenger sponsor Simon Hay on the start line now, fresh from a very good run at the Snowman. In the old Evo 6, lovely car. He'll be embroiled in that nice one private. They always wind each other up. Who else is? Jonathan Mounsey is tuned in. Oh, that's exciting. Of course, fresh from Mull. I guess would be the last time he would be out. Would it be? I think so. I'm testing the knowledge there, yeah. And Stephen Crockett as well tuning in. I imagine Stephen might be in the service area with Davy Coots today. In Lockerbie. You're looking at me like you don't know. That's fine. Not a problem. I see that's Martin Erskine on the start line. I guess this would be one of Martin's local events now, being from Stranraer. Had a good run at the Scottish till he ended up beached off the side of the road. And the Snowman had a bunch of new upgrades in the car, so he was involved in a titanic battle for M6 at the Snowman. So hopefully he's learnt a bit more again about the new car.
It's a very nice car.
Foy watching. Peter, we haven't seen you in a long, long time. We need you and Mike to come back for a bit of fun. Although you've been, Mike Faulkner and Peter Foy have been doing a lot of off-road stuff at the minute. Now, why is John Wink watching? That worries me, ever so slightly. Hopefully that's just somebody using John Wink's account and not John Wink himself. Although he could be out of the stage by now. He could be on the road section between. It is a very short road section. He could be queuing at the start of Twigley's. There's
We hope.
George Myatt tuning in to say he can watch Windy Hill from the bedroom and A from the bathroom.
Oh, there we go. Two
So there you go,
stages in
sorted.
one.
Yes, absolutely. That's handy. This is Mike Moats, I think. Gary McDonald. Nope, I don't think it is Mike
It's
Moats.
not. It looks like his car.
It looks like his new car. He's getting caught out already. We're struggling for an entry list here. It's a bit messed up.
It's complicated. What number is it?
I see Charlie Matheson tuning in, our newly crowned English Junior 1000 champion and second or third? Second or third in the Accost Junior 1000. Second, I couldn't remember. An Evo 10 during this event. I couldn't tell you for £1,000,000. Maisie will have a look at the entry list while I thought, but yeah, Charlie Matheson, Mitsubishi Evo 10. Bart Jan Denick and Egbert Colvert. And they do not sound like they are from Scotland.
I don't know what makes you say that.
That sounds like some exotic names there. Was that the Netherlands flag on the side?
I think it is the Netherlands.
Very good.
Might be wrong.
It's a long old way to come. Now, I see Mike Grant on the start line. Now, he's got a battle. Him and his navigator have a battle this weekend to try and wrap up C5 in the SRC, battling Neil and Ian Phillip, who are running a wee bit further back. So that'll be interesting to see who was it. Mike Grant, then Mike Moats. Yes, I can see Mike Moats now. It's a different white Impreza. So from the front,
They look similar.
almost,
They look the same.
almost exactly the same. Yes. I'm not used to this, but I'm used to interviewing them when they're next to me, and it's easy to tell.
Yeah.
I'm out of practice with this stuff. I've only really done it with the juniors this year, so. But yeah, that's Mike Moats sitting behind Mike Grant on the start line. Mike's got this new car. Mike Moats has got this new car now. Mike Grant's had a difficult year getting this thing running right, but the last couple of events has been better. Being very gentle.
That car's really quiet.
It's very
It's
quiet,
a very
yes.
quiet Subaru.
Yes, so he's got a big battle with Neil Phillip for C5 this weekend. Yes, the other platform later on, MCR Motorsport, will be live probably on the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page or the Anglo-Caledonian Facebook page. If you check them out, you'll see them. That'll be Matt Cotton and Bex Hinton will be doing that. Ollie Forrester's watching from the Airbnb next to Anglesey. He's a sad boy, and because that was his chance of getting he could have got second in the championship, and it didn't happen with the event being cancelled. Sorry about that, Ollie. Hope the weather's not too bad in Anglesey, next to the coast. So here's Mike Moats and Gary McDonald. New car. They debuted it at the Snowman. Newly crowned Scottish Rally champion. Of course, we crowned our Navigators champion at the Snowman after Ewan wrapped the drivers up on the Grampian. So Ger Beaton managed, despite the most stressful day I think he's ever had in his life, managed to wrap it up. He's away. He's another one doing the Silver Fern this weekend. They were having engine problems last I saw.
Oh yeah, I've seen that as well. But
So
I
that's a
think
bit of a
they're
shame.
going again.
Hopefully they're going.
Yeah.
Can he get some mileage when he's out there? Yes, this is Stuart Patterson and Alice Patterson. Now, Alice is the one who's leading C5 in the Navigators at the minute, so she can mess up Graham Kelman and Ian Phillips' day. So it's all quite complicated in the classes. But last time we saw this car out in the woods, I didn't have a straight panel on it by the end of the day at the Scottish.
No, it did not.
Owen Patterson obviously had a good run in it at Crail.
Yeah.
getting a
Oh,
podium.
yeah. Very good.
Very good run. A good day for the former juniors with Erica winning, getting the win, and then from the navigator seat and
Yes.
Owen having a good run. So that was good to see. So hopefully Stuart and Alice can keep it in a straighter condition than they managed at the Scottish, where I think they went off twice.
Yeah, and then because they were off and then they got pulled out, got going again,
And went off again.
and went off again.
Yeah, that's Ryan Stewart asking for the boys in the MRF truck to get a shout. Two of your friends, of course, from the MRF truck being
Yes.
involved with the Autoshop MG3 Rally Challenge. James and Dean they'll probably be sitting in Lockerbie at this point.
They probably will
They
be.
will be, because we have one MG3 out this weekend with Niall Cowan Senior.
Yep.
As this is the Phillips, the other people that can win C5. Now that car has been rallying since the dawn of time at this point.
He tends to drive it to full events as well.
He does drive it usually, especially his home event, the Speyside, and the Grampian things where he's up north. I don't know if he'll have trailered it down for this one or if he's just driven it down. But that car does road rallies, it does everything, and it basically was built as a rally car when it was new back in 1994 or something. So it's been around for a long old time.
So 5-minute gap for the two-wheel drive. But just arrived.
Yes, the two-wheel drive. So there should be 5 minutes to give the four-wheel drives a chance to clear the stage. I see Mark Irvin tuning in, who I think was on his way to Anglesey as well to service for Lachlan Hunter this weekend. So he's probably back in Glasgow at this point. Susan Shanks tuning in. She was giving us a wee update that it's going okay
Yeah.
from New Zealand. Barry Groundwater tuning in, fresh from not finishing at Kinloss. I don't know what happened, but you went out in stage 1, which was not like Barry, especially as he was in that really pretty Subaru that he's got.
Mhm.
I hope he didn't do any major damage to the nice
I do.
car.
I love that car.
You do love that car. Kirsty Faulkner tuning in, of course. With Special Stage being here, Kirsty Faulkner has helped us in the past with the SRC. She's done some work with Special Stage, so she knows the fun of trying to film stuff out in the elements. Someone's saying that, Special Stage on both YouTube and Facebook Live. We are both on YouTube and Facebook if everything's working, as well, on the Scottish Rally TV YouTube page and the Scottish Rally Championship Facebook page. Nobody's mentioned the audio for a while, so I think we're okay. I am going to grab a sip of water because I've been talking a lot.
This is where I get a bit confused. I'm not too sure. You know, with these cars, a lot of Escorts, they look the same.
Yes,
I
which
have to
white
say,
Escort is it?
Yes, exactly. I can try with an entry list, however, I'll probably still get confused.
If I see a number, I shall
Well,
work it out.
I know that is a Porsche, so that'll be Seb Perez, who's just been crowned British Historic Champion.
Yes. I think it was Mark Higgins did not start.
No, he
so
unfortunately hurt his shoulder doing,
Yeah.
I imagine, doing a stunt driving or something when it were his other real job.
I think it was going to be a bit of a battle between the two of them for
It was.
the
It would
title.
have been super cool to see that TR7
yeah,
out in the
and
woods
it
again.
sounds incredible.
It's a lovely, lovely car. I mean, that was another one we were looking at Argyle a lot, weren't
Yeah.
we? But yeah, Seb Perez, a really, really nice Porsche 911.
Very
The
nice.
Amigos colour scheme looks really, really good. Drew Gallagher saying that Barry disappoints people quite regularly. Well, that's not very nice. Angus Laurie's tuning in. It's a shame you're not out for a play, Angus. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I imagine you're in a service. Well, maybe you were meant to be servicing at Anglesey as well. I'm not actually sure. He might have been down to help Mark McCubbin out down in Anglesey. People saying the audio is fine now, so I don't know what we did, but we did something. So yes, we'll have a lot of historic cars now, because this is the final round of the British Historic Championship. You're looking like you might have times.
I do have times for this
Maisie has
stage.
times. I'm going to shut up and let Maisie tell us about times.
We have a joint leader in this first stage
Okay.
between Jock Armstrong and Ian Forgan.
Woof. Ian Forgan's woken up. Yeah, he's under pressure this weekend as David Henderson is here in an Escort, and he better not beat him. Speaking of Escort, David Henderson, our reigning Scottish champion, is out in the historic Escort. He does have SRC decals on the car, so he could mess up the two-wheel drive championship a wee bit for Paddy Munro and Greg McKnight, because they'll not be hanging around, David.
No, definitely will not be.
Was doing very well yesterday, I think, early on, and then dropped back a wee bit towards the end of the day. But I believe it was Paul Thompson that was leading overnight. Oh, Angus is in Lockerbie. All right, we'll see you later on. We'll see you later on in the day, Angus. But yes, it is going to be difficult. Now, I think, from what I can see on the live feed, that the white Escort with Hetherington on the front might be Adrian Hetherington. I'm going to go with that. This is my powers of deduction. No, can't tell who the blue and white one is. Audio is a bit low. We can folk are now saying now that we've mentioned the audio, but hopefully it's not too bad. We were having some issues earlier on. Hopefully they're not coming back. It could just be connection. We're at the whims of Starlink here, so it could just be.
It's up the hill a bit.
It is up the hill. It's free of trees, but. So here we go.
That sounds very nice.
That's a very nice car, isn't it?
It's very nice.
I can't imagine it's easy to drive in the woods, being as the engine's at the back. I think they're famous for understeering, then suddenly oversteering 911, so not an easy thing to drive. But yeah, really, really, really tidy car, that. Rue Campbell says the sound is perfect. If Rue Campbell says the sound is perfect, I'm good.
We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll take that. Hopefully we'll see you back next year, Rue, with the rebuilt Sunbeam. Hopefully with a different engine and some different bits. I know that was the plan, so it'll be nice to see you. Chris Colley tuning in. Chris had to pull his entry. I don't know what happened with that. He was entered. Car 14, you're saying? Someone said that it was Matthew Robinson parked next to the ambulance, maybe? This could be Matthew Robinson. It is.
It is.
Classic colour scheme as well, that. That's
Very
an old
nice.
Harry Vatanen style. That's a quick man. Family found out there with his daughter and wife out competing earlier in the year. With that really, really nice Subaru Legacy that his wife was in at the Scottish. I know you enjoyed that car.
I love a Legacy.
Yeah,
I do love a Legacy.
They're very cool. And obviously his daughter was out in a 208.
Yeah, also very quick.
Very quick. She had a very good run. A couple of good runs. Yeah, so this is Adrian Hetherington. I can see Greg McKnight behind, who's the first of our SRC two-wheel drives, who, after the clutch failure in the Snowman, I believe is paranoid as hell about his clutch and has checked it about 73
but you would be.
times. Yes. Chris Colley, bad back and hip. That's why he had to pull his entry. That's fair. That's fair, Chris. We'll let you off with that one. That sounds pretty good.
That does sound good.
It's a lot of wheel spin off the line for Adrian Hetherington. Just listen to that echo. I was doing the rally thing. I've listened to the nice sounding car. William O'Brien tuning in from Prescott, Merseyside. That's a long way south. Nice to see you. Hopefully we get a lot of folk tuning in for the whole weekend. Now, the SRC Live, as I mentioned at the start, we don't have Roy and Andy this weekend. We're kind of having to do a half and half.
Yeah.
You have one commentated in stage this morning, and then we'll hopefully do a live from the regroup out of service, second service in Lockerbie later on in the day. Speak to some people, see what's happening. Here's Greg McKnight and Harry Marchbank off the line. .5 litre engine. It's good, isn't it? Lots of beans in there coming out the back wheels of that car. But yeah, big weekend for Greg.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's staying calm.
We'd like to hope so.
Harry's got his work cut out to keep him calm this weekend,
definitely.
I'm sure. But yeah, the big two-wheel drive battle with Paddy Monroe and Andrew Stevenson. I don't see Paddy yet because I don't think that's... Now, Blue Escort running relatively near the front. We might have Ben Friend.
Yeah, I think so.
Who just got his new car, or his car refurbished again, just finished. Lovely Escort, that, Ben Friend. Drives it well as well. And I can see Steve Bannister and Callum Atkinson queued up there. The one between them could be a difficulty for me at the minute. It's a white Escort.
Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you
A
for
lot
a
of
month.
escorts.
Month of weekends, yes, we're failing. We can do SRC, we struggle.
We struggle with anything else.
You may be all right at some of the tarmac guys. That's maybe, but the historic guys, it is a bit tricky when it's, unless it's David Henderson. 'Cause he has a white escort.
It could be.
I see Dave Retson tuning in. Dave Retson had put some pictures up of his own Mark II that hasn't been out for a play yet. Dave, you need to come out for a play with it. There's no point in having it and just having it sitting there looking all pretty. You need to drive it.
Yeah.
And don't give it to Finlay, whatever you do. It could be David Henderson, obviously a reigning Scottish champion with Will Atkins alongside him, who has sat with John Wink on the space side earlier in the year.
He's usual co-driver in with Ian Forgan, Chris is in with Ian.
I see Laura Muirden tuning in. She'll be here to cheer her dad on later on in the Mark 1 if he's still going.
It is David Henderson.
It is David Henderson. We see the Fred Henderson on the side there. He's really taken to Mark 2s pretty quickly, hasn't he?
He has. Sorry, I'm having a bit of confusion right now. There's two.
I believe there are more than one Bannister out. And they're both in white escorts with red stripes.
There's two identical cars at the start line.
I believe actually, if you count yesterday, there was another Bannister in a yellow Impreza with a red stripe up the middle as well. John was out, so lots of Bannisters. I see Fraser Smith is watching, who might be in the queue at the hill.
The one behind this one's car 11,
If that helps you. So car 11 is
It's Bannister.
Steve Bannister. So who is in the other Bannister mobile? Could it be Paul Thompson?
Maybe Paul Thompson,
It could be Paul Thompson and Josh Davidson, because they are run by the same people. But yeah, Fraser Smith of down the hill, he's got a big M4 battle with Paddy Munro
Paddy again.
to try and win that. It is Paul Thompson.
There we go.
He's doing a Bannister impression.
That was complicated for a second.
That's very unfair, isn't it? Oh, we're going to
They're making it hard for us. Is that Paddy at the start line? Behind
the back. I
behind
don't-
Bannister, there's a
I
blue
think it could
escort.
be, yeah, it could be Paddy Munro, which we will shut up for because it is one of the best sounding cars in the world.
Would we go with the best sounding car in the world?
That'll be Paddy, yeah, so car 315. Now, the only competition I think this year Paddy's had is Owen McLeod's 205, which does sound nuts for a 205. I think your dad did have a word with him about maybe trying to make it slightly quieter,
Possibly.
just a little bit for a whole. But we do have Steve Bannister with Callum Atkinson alongside as pair. Of course, Callum made his return to driving at the Snowman with Nicky Addison alongside.
Yes.
Nearly put it in the mix in front of the camera, but managed to get through. Callum pretty rapid in his own right, so. But that must be a great, what shall I do? Shall I go out in my own rally car or will I navigate for Steve Bannister? It's a hard decision.
It is a hard decision.
Fraser Smith behind Paddy. Yes, so that's the M4 battle. Fraser down on power compared to Paddy, down on noise compared to Paddy. But, Paddy, unfortunately, he's got a habit of having problems in the first stage of rallies at the minute. So he really needs to make sure it works this weekend and give Greg McKnight a...
Oh, we'll let you listen to this.
Just be quiet. I'm willing to bet Paddy saw us.
The iconic photo of Ricky Finlayson on the bonnet
Yes.
of Paddy's car.
Ricky
at the last
Finlayson,
rally.
saviour of Munro and Stevenson that day. The man ran down the hill as well. We do have a sunbeam now. Yeah, it's a white sunbeam now. Willie Patterson and Tom Hind out for the first time in there. Ex-Davy McLeod sunbeam unfortunately stuck it on its side in a ditch yesterday.
I think it's all good to go though.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be why Angus is in service.
Yes, Angus
of course.
and the boys put a lot of work into
Rue
that.
Rue
Yeah,
Campbell
going
saying
again.
now we're talking Mon Paddy. I think that's fair. I think that is very fair. Now Fraser Smith and Charlotte McDowell. I think if you told Fraser at the start of the year that he'd be battling for a Class 1 with Paddy Monroe, he would have taken.
Oh
He
yeah,
would have taken that.
definitely.
Because he does. I think that's who he kind of looks at times wise. He tries to compare. Our former sponsor Kevin Crawford tuning in to cheer Paddy and Andrew on. Andrew, of course, Kevin's regular navigator for many years. So nice to see you having a watch, Kevin. But yeah, that thing of Paddy's is just. I like the fact that he put the engine in that sounded the best.
Yeah.
It wasn't about. Well, it's about power as well, but he was like, "This sounds good, therefore I want this."
We want this one, and
Yeah.
it's making everyone else happy.
Yeah, everyone
We
else
like
loves
it.
He does tell me if he sees us at a start line, he does give it a wee bit extra, you know.
So there we go.
So I think that was maybe an evidence there. But yeah, big weekend for the two-wheel drives. He's got the challengers to think about. The class, there's a lot to happen. First sunbeam of the day, car 14.
Andy Davidson
Andy Davidson.
and Tom Murphy.
It sounded quite fit as well. Not an easy car to drive in the woods, as my dad can tell you from having navigated in one. Sunbeams don't really go in a straight line.
No.
Our first Mark 1 of the day. I don't think it's Willie Stewart though, is it? It's hard to tell from this angle.
Oh no.
I don't think that's. I think you would see the black stripe across the bonnet if it was Willie Stewart's.
So I'm having a disaster with my entry
Yes,
list here.
Maisie's entry list is trying to take off in the
Keeps blowing
tiniest
away.
breeze that we've got. But yes, I mentioned that it was Maisie's home event. This is also, we're in my dad's part of the world. In fact, later on in the live, I might even point out the house that he was born in, which is just opposite Lockerbie Auction Mart where service is. Car number 16, Mark 1 Escort.
I'm getting there.
We're getting there.
Brian Jardine and Declan Campbell.
Very good. Very nice. Nice. Do like a Mark 1.
Yeah.
We did have Robin Shuttleworth, of course, our H1 champion in his little Mark 1 all year, driving it very well. That's maybe my shout for cute car of the championship.
Yeah.
This is a theme that we should introduce, that Maisie likes to call cars cute. Certain cars, not all cars.
Not all cars.
Not all cars are cute, but we have to make a decision by the end of the day on what your cute car of the season's been.
I'm thinking.
It could be Walter Henderson. Another SRC representative doing the big event. We also have Peter Stewart and Karen Tate Logan doing the big event in the 208. Or where they were at
Yeah.
the start of the weekend. I haven't
Yeah.
heard much if
No,
they're
I
still
haven't heard
going.
much either.
That's Matt Stroud.
It
Matthew
is.
Stroud? Yep.
Yeah.
That's a name from many years of escort rallying. I see the queue there. There's a bit. I was going to say there's a bit of a gap. Oh no, there's another. That might be Walter Henderson peeking round. Oh, Brian Watson is tuning in. Another person who gives Barry Groundwater no sympathy. Been a while since we've seen Brian out. To be fair, it'd be nice to see him back.
Mhm.
And his, I think, did he do Kinloss in the escort? Not sure if he did. I can't think now. The last time I saw him out, I think, was Macrahanish. In the Graffin Motorsport Mark II. I'm sure Brian can confirm or deny.
Yeah, let us know. Help us out.
I if you don't do SRC events, I begin to struggle very
Yeah.
quickly. Car number 18,
Ken Sturdy and Glenn Thomas.
Glenn Thomas. There's another, I noticed there, Roger Albert Clark, car club members. Of course, the organisers of this event. We've had a rough weekend with the weather.
It has been.
They've done very well to get what they've got. Now, I think that could be Phil Squires. Yeah, I think it's if it is Phil Squires, this car has been rallying since I think almost before I was born. Never mind you. Many battles with Bannister over the years as well. I think.
Car 20 that's behind this one.
Car 20 is running behind them. That helps a wee bit.
Tony Thompson.
Tony
and
Thompson,
John
okay.
Connor.
Actually, maybe Matthew Robinson. That
No, we had Matthew Robinson in the Rothmans colour car. Yeah, Phil and Mick Squires. Been rallying since, well, forever now at this point, the brothers. Yeah, Matthew Robinson's confused you by changing the colour scheme. Ryan Stewart saying, good to see the sun coming out. I know we were told it was meant to rain till 10 o'clock.
I don't see any rain this
Not
morning.
seen any rain at all. No. We saw plenty the last couple of days.
Yeah, and some snow.
Yes, some snow.
That might be car 31 or 30 something.
Is that not Montana? I think that's Montana sitting behind him.
Yeah.
Who's back for another play in the woods with Ian Parker alongside. After he told us at the Grand Prix that the woods wasn't for him, this was not. He's come
He's
back.
back.
He's back. Tony Thompson, a former regular in the SRC back in the day. Always very nice cars, Tony. Really tidy cars. That's the Stewart Mark 1, I think, queuing up behind. I see Jim McIver tuning in, Laughlin's dad, Lachlan McIver's dad. Been a while since we've seen Laughlin out, but
Yeah.
I think they've only just got the car running again. The little Fiesta. So hopefully we see him back out next year. I think they were talking about trying to do some tarmac next year. Which I guess would make sense with the wee Fiesta.
Yeah.
You know,
It seems perfect for tarmac.
it's quite a standard wee Fiesta, really. So the woods might be a bit tough on it. Now this might be Montana. I can't.
I think it is Montana.
I'm struggling to see the Montana usually on the front of it.
It is.
Ian Parker alongside as always. Now they had a very good finish at Macrahanish. I think they narrowly missed out and beaten John Rintoul for the win in the tarmac escort. Because of course you need to have more than one escort.
Two escorts, one
Two
for each
escorts,
surface.
yes, yeah, absolutely. So it's been a while. Yeah, the snow yesterday. That's a good point. That there was a lot of snow about yesterday. Not just down here for the rally, but just in general. There was a lot of snow yesterday, causing a lot of bother. Sean Donnelly's tuning in. Another of the crew that will give Barry Groundwater no sympathy. Now I believe this will be Willie Stewart. That car still sporting the colour scheme that Jimmy McRae used at the Grand Prix.
Still got the sunstrip on it.
Yeah, Michael Stewart was very excited about the fact that Jimmy
No
McRae
wonder.
was driving that car. Yeah, a lot of spotlights on this car. I think I can see, that'd be Steve Magson behind in the rear wheel drive Astra, Mark 1 Astra, which is a bit of a weapon, a bit of a handful in the woods as well. Sean Donnelly saying he gives Barry absolutely no sympathy. Yeah, I thought that would be the case, but Sean, you get a lot of ribbon from the lot of them, so it's good that you give it back as well. Scott Miller is tuning in, probably from Lockerbie. And of course our two-wheel drive sponsor.
Yep, G&M.
Car number 21, missing the one on the
missing
side.
a one. Eddie Lewis.
Eddie Lewis. Plenty of spotlights on that car. So
Prepared.
hopefully he doesn't need it later on today. If he does, it could just be getting dark for the end of the Anglo-Caledonian for the last two
extra
runs.
stages, yeah.
The last two runs of Windy Hill and A. So yeah, this is clearly Steve Maxson in the rear-wheel drive Astra. Now, was it Murray Grierson that had a rear-wheel drive Astra in the SRC for a while back in the day? Won some championships, I believe. Won the Scottish Championship with it. So they have pedigree. They look like it must be a nightmare to drive. Very cool though.
It's very nice. I do like that.
Yeah, very cool. I see Colin Wallace is tuning in. I don't know where you'll be in the country. Were you meant to be going down to Anglesey to support Kayla, or are you here? I don't know. There's nothing on at Knockhill, so you won't be scrutinising at Knockhill.
See,
Yes.
waiting.
Now, he is our H2 champion for this year, as Ernie Lee isn't here. So that's him and Mary guaranteed that. Now, obviously, they've got the ladies' battle for the navigators. Now, Mary was trying to do her thing at the Snowman and say it didn't matter. But when she saw Johnny and Rachel parked at the side of the road, it very much suddenly did matter if you believe Donald. There was very much, oh, you better not put this car off now, Peacock. And then he nearly did. He nearly rolled it at the end of the second run of what I would call Bob Laney, but it wasn't Bob Laney this year, was it? It was Arden Drain, I think. It's David Wilson saying the SRC teams are showing how it's done. I wonder if you've got more times. This is rebuild's nearly finished. Just needing some sponsors now. That's not the Patterson Micra, because it does not have yellow bits. I know that much. Now there was one doing the big event.
So after this stage, so after Castleor, we have Greg is currently leading two-wheel drives.
Okay.
5 seconds up on Paddy. And Paddy is currently sitting ahead of Johnny Mackay.
All right. Okay.
By quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Okay.
Less than a minute, but
Less than a minute, right? So it's advantage McKnight and then advantage Monroe.
and then after Twig Lees, Jock is leading. And he's 4 seconds up on Mark McCullough.
Okay, Jock Armstrong 4 up on Mark McCullough.
Overall.
They'll be winding each other up, I imagine. Robert Bailey cheering Donald on, yeah. And I did hear a rumour that there might be a chance for Scott to have a go in that car. I
Right.
believe maybe Grisdale? That was the rumour. I'm not sure if it's happening or not. It was Scott, I think, trying to put pressure on his dad. He did say that he would let his dad have a go in the Evo if he wanted, but I don't think his dad's that interested in running the Evo. Yeah, there was an MGZR doing the main event as well. I see my mum is tuned in from Lockerbie as well. So must have having a break from doing some interviews. It's almost safari spec, that Micra, how high it's sitting. It sounds pretty pokey for a wee Micra, though. Probably a 1300. I think it was Dylan Hughes or something like that. Car 27.
Dylan Fowler Bishop with Dan
Fowler
Evans
Bishop.
co-driving.
Okay. I got the Dylan part.
Yeah, we got
I'm
Dylan.
quite happy I got the Dylan part. See Mike Stewart just tuning in. Your dad's already been by, Mike. It's fine. We're still going.
He's through.
After the MG, yeah, Dad's trying to give us a bit of a shout at who's coming.
27's Neil James and Stephen James.
Okay. And the MGZ are Charlie Tuthill. I wonder if he's a Tuthill. Of the famous Tuthills, the rallying Tuthills. Oh, that's Mum having breakfast, you'll be happy to know, Dad. Good to know these things. Obviously, still beaming with pride from Erica getting a win at Crail. Quite rightly so.
Yeah,
to be fair.
definitely.
But another one who was meant to be at Anglesey, sitting beside April Blair, but obviously that was cancelled. So that means that we did crown a junior champion with
Yep.
Ryan Walker and Stuart McBride. Finally, after years of trying. They put a year together. It seems like every year they've had something stop them, but he has really been on form this year. Wins on pretty much every venue we've been to, I think, apart from when he broke the gearbox at the start of the year. I think that's been it. So congratulations to him, and then moving up to senior rallying already, having done Mull.
That's a first rally. That is.
I know it didn't end well, but he was going very well.
You get to say Mull was your first rally.
Yeah, you get to have that little feather in your cap that you did Mull.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alex Waterman and
Alex
Chris
Waterman.
Davis.
Okay. Don't see many of these about.
No.
A white mark one behind it, yeah. We're playing at Guess the Car at the minute. Sinclair Young tuning in, obviously fresh from, I think he second overall at Kinloss alongside John Morrison to round off their year. Regular with John Morrison for a while now, so. Now that's cool. You don't see
That is
many of
cool.
them, innit? In fact, how many of them would you have ever seen in your lifetime? Eric Brown.
Is it warm at least?
Cloudy but warm, he says.
Oh, okay. Oh, take it.
As a Scottish person, that's what you want, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
you don't
we
want-
we don't do well with sun,
No.
do we? Dale Bowman tuning in to say good luck to Mike Roberts and Ken Bowman in car 34. Have we seen car 34? Not yet, I don't think. That could
think
be
so.
them. Could be them that's lining up there at the start line. Ross Hines tuning in as well. I'm guessing from Ayrshire.
You never know.
Well, he's probably at home, I think. There was a lot of work going on at the wheel in that little Mark 1 Escort.
That was Derek Belbin and Steve Dargan.
Sandy Fairbairn tuning in, driver of really nice BMWs. Ex-Keith Robertson M3, which is very cool. We need to see that back out in the woods, Sandy.
Yeah, definitely.
It sounds amazing as well. The times of the next stage is a good question. Well, they'll be through Twigleys by now. So I imagine the cars running at the front will be on their way to service at the minute if they're not already in Lockerbie.
Yeah.
And then if I wasn't looking at comments on my phone, I'd be able to tell you the new time schedule for A and Windy Hill. I don't believe that anybody's live. Maybe Matt and Bex are at the end of it. I'm not sure. Keep an eye on the Roger Albert Facebook page for that.
I'll see if I can pull up a time schedule. Let me have a look.
I see Mark Grierson tuning in. He's sort of, this is his part of the world as well, being a Grierson. He knows way around here.
The first car is due in Windy Hill at 11:35.
11:35. Okay, so that's Windy Hill, and then A's just across the road.
This
that's
is the
new-
revised
that's
one.
The, that's
yeah.
the updated one. Yeah, I was about to mention that. Yeah, we're back to a car we now recognise, because there's only one Clio that looks like that in the SRC. It's Justin Gunning and Michael Motes. Kenny Wilson's watching from post 3 of Windy Hill. Right, so that's not so bad. Now, Justin has to get round here to get Michael Motes, both the junior, the Motes Offshore Junior Navigators title and the Pro 2 class win. Justin can't win the Pro 2 class because Richard Stewart has won that. But yeah. The Blue Escort is 322. Oh, that's that'll be Michael Phillip from up Elgin area.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. With Laura Dawson alongside. Now, this is totally different. Front wheel drive, turbocharged.
No pressure on Justin at all.
No, I'm sure Michael's got him well set up. But yeah, you can tell, just sounds totally different to almost everything.
Yeah.
It's different to the 208s again as well. Now,
Looks like it, yeah.
so that's nice that they're still going in the. We used to say the Asset Alliance Skoda Fabia, it's now the Asset Alliance Sunbeam.
Gotta change it.
I'm going to get caught out by that at the end of the weekend. Martin Crombie watching. Callum Rogers asking, has John Wink been through? Yes, he was car 1.
and he's made it through Twickley's
He's made it through Twickley's as well. A wee update on that. Jock Armstrong leads by 4 seconds from Martin Cullen. I think that's what he said.
That is what it said.
Yeah, Martin Crombie tuning in, Chuck Blair tuning in, another local man. So I believe this will be. There's Neil Phillip and Laura Dawson. New to rallying, but really come on quickly with that car.
I like the colour of it.
It's a very, very nice car.
Ian Forgan, I think.
Yeah, Ian Forgan was second quickest in stage 1, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was. No, he's joint quickest with Jock.
Joint quickest with Jock, that's correct, sorry.
Yeah, so Ian Forgan's behind Mark by. I'm not very good at maths, everyone. 5 seconds, there we go.
It sounds like our sound issues might have come back again. I think it's maybe just one of the microphones is a bit quieter and I have the louder one. I think that's what's happening. So here's Niall Cowan Jr. and Charlie Sayre Payne. Niall, of course, doing it for Uncle Joe this weekend.
Yes.
It's a very emotional time for the Cowan family. But he's out. He's going to go flat out, I imagine. We're going to do a microphone swap. Hopefully that'll help. So Maisie now has a different microphone. Let's see.
We'll try that.
We'll try that, see if that's messed anything up. If anyone can...
And did you want to say the majority of four-wheel drive cars are now through Twickley's, so the two-wheel drive cars will be heading there, head into the stage soon.
Yeah, we're heading into Twickley's, of course, the two-wheel drives. In fact, I would imagine the top guys will be already almost at the end of it, if not all the way through. Sounds back again. See Megan O'Kane is tuned in, our new junior champion. It doesn't look too bad for something that was on its side in a ditch yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be very wet and soft everywhere, I think. But yeah, that'll be a bit of a baptism of fire for Willie, having not driven a Sunbeam for years.
Big change to go from the Fabia to that.
Yeah. The big thing will be obviously front wheel drive. The front of the car helps, whereas that, four wheel drive. The front of the car helps, whereas that the front doesn't do anything. He said he had a Sunbeam back in the day. It may even have been. Was it the one that number plate originally came from, or something? That might be the case. I'm not sure. That's obviously the former David McLeod car, who we've yet to see in his lovely wee Avenger.
Yeah.
Which might be another shout for one of my cute cars.
It's nice, yeah.
It's a lovely
Always
wee
a nice car, David McLeod.
Yeah. Always prepares it well. Car number 36, a white Mark 1 with no sponsors or names on, which is handy.
I'm on the wrong page.
As Macy fights with the entry list once again.
What number was it?
36, if that
Sorry.
helps.
Bradley Carroll and Lee Clark.
Okay. If that's what you say. I'm admitting that I have no clue either, to be honest. Now I'm trying to see what else we've got lined up there. That white car at the back, that doesn't look like an Escort. Difficult to tell. saw Ashley Trimble on the side. Is that the navigator?
That is the navigator, David Goose driving.
Good solid.
The Escort is car 39, the white one. That much of this one. We've not had them yet, have we?
That's a good shout.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
Now, the Snowman Walter was running a special sun strip in tribute to the late Jock Gray, who we lost quite recently. So he was very keen for a good run of the Snowman, and once he got the fact that the starter motor wasn't working out the way, he did have a good run. He was going very well at the Snowman. So he decided to tackle the 2-day event this time. This is a 2.5 litre, so a bit more poke than the, well, not a bit more poke, but bigger engine than the historic Escorts. Yeah, still got the Jock Gray sun strip on the front of it. I saw that, so that's a nice, tribute. Jock Gray, front runner on the SRC in his time as well. So he did have the retro being on the horn.
Memory serves me right. He was one of the winner of the Baldoon when he went into the wood.
Winner of Baldoon as well. I remember him having Sierras and things, always sponsored by Tunnocks. 'Cause
Nice.
that's in the family, That's a
Co-driver was Fergus Loudon.
Fergus Loudon, of course. That's what the Tunnocks connection will be, the Loudon family.
Loudon's dad.
Stuart Loudon. So I see Mark McCubbin's tuning in, and Callum Shanks, who's all of 100 yards that way, manning a camera. It's a very standard looking Escort, that.
39 there, we've got Drexel Gillespie and Jill Cotton.
Good, another good name, Drexel.
Famous name. That's kind of an unusual name.
Yeah, probably your best bet is the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page.
Or the website.
The website is everything you need as well.
Yeah, the Roger Albert
So
Clark
this is an
website.
Astra.
It's an Astra? I would have swore that was a Citroen Saxo from here.
I could be right.
My eyes are not.
No, you probably saw it better than
No,
I
I
did.
think you're right.
Or it does say Vauxhall Astra.
Yeah, it's
so
a Mark. I think it's a Mark II Astra.
And behind it is a Corolla.
Oh yes, I saw there was a couple of Corollas of various vintages entered at the start of the weekend. I think you're a big fan of an Astra.
an Astra. Oh, it sounds nice.
It was an Astra.
It was an Astra.
An Astra that belongs to John Davies and Kevin Jones.
I'm going to guess Welsh.
You guessed correct.
Good Welsh names, Davies and Jones. I've not seen one of those Astras out in a long time.
It sounds very nice. I
Does
must
sound
say,
very
it does sound really nice.
Look like it might be a proper GTE as well.
This is what I remember a Corolla looks like.
Yeah, this is a very, very early Corolla, yes. Craig Miller saying, love to see a Mark II Astra. Yeah, we do.
We
as well.
agree.
There was a really tidy one by the Jim Clark, wasn't there? In the proper works colour schemes. You were admiring it, you being an Astra person. I should point out that Macy's dad does have an Astra. Yeah, so the next two stages are Windy Hill and A, which are sort of closer to Dumfries than we are. If you're trying to find it. We'll not be too far away from.
Try again?
Is that working?
No.
Alright, okay.
Hello?
No. We have no idea why the sense was.
Any better? Right, okay.
David McLeod.
Yes, Davy McLeod and Eamon Boyle. Sorry about that. I unplugged the mic and plugged it back in, and it seemed to have done something. It's all these wires and everything being out in the forest. It's not it's not great. Hopefully we're still working. Now we're getting sound again. There we go. It is Scott Gourley with Connor Gardner alongside, new partnership that they started at the Scottish this year. Now
Yeah.
Scott will be our C2 champion if my brain is working correctly. But yeah, Davy McLeod had a good run at the Snowman, apart from the fact that a 1600 engine and a 4-speed gearbox in Mulbui was a bit of a hard time. You kind of run out of gears quite quickly, and then you have to sit there for a while. So yeah, sorry about the sound issues we're having. I don't know why. We don't normally have those kind of things, but Scott Gourley, local man, of course, should know where he's going.
Hopefully.
Yeah, having done these navigating for his dad as well as, but with Connor Ted, which was a new partnership at the Scottish, which was a bit of a disaster event for them. They had loads of problems, but good to see him back out. I know his dad had a BMW that he just finished, but it didn't go very well at the Scottish either. So we haven't seen Brian out since. This is a BMW, yeah. That's almost like we planned that segue. We didn't.
Magic.
See, Josh Patterson's now tuned in, Rue Campbell's navigator. I hope you told him that that's going to happen, Rue. This isn't how he found out. Was on a live stream.
So that sounded very dramatic there. The start of it. It's not car 5.
Car 54. It's a very standard looking BMW, that.
It is.
That back suspension does not look very beefed up at all. Especially David Wilson with that run he had at the Snowman, winning the two-wheel drives. It is a Fiesta ST. Not be many of them on the entry list.
Tim. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. Tim, Kervin, Rogers, and Stefan.
Ant, I'm going to go with,
Yeah.
and be wrong. I see that just in front of that on the entry list was Richard Stewart and Karen Tate Logan. We haven't seen them.
I don't know.
We would definitely hear them.
Yeah, you would hear that car.
You would hear Richard coming even on the
Definitely.
road sections. The 208. It's not exactly subtle. That's sounding pretty good.
So nice, yeah.
Little
Good little car.
Fiesta. You know you're a fan. So yeah. Is that done in? Is that working now? Yeah, sorry, I appear to have a dodgy connection into my microphone that's affecting the sound. Apologies about that. Car number 45. Is that working now? Yep. Sorry
We're
about
back.
that. We're back now. Just as I noticed that Rue Campbell and Josh Patterson are discussing pile cream. I don't know what to do with that one.
That one has no numbers on its door.
It doesn't have any numbers on it at all. Yeah, I think it was Alistair. Is it Alistair Crawford? Somebody Crawford? Another solid name. Is that another 911? As we battle sound.
Is it working?
I'm talking right now, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, sorry about the sound issues. This is a new
Yeah.
one. We don't normally have that.
These wired microphones have been fantastic.
We've not had this issue all year, so of course it's
There's always something different.
typical at the end of the year that something would go
Wrong.
wrong. Yeah.
Also, it sounds amazing.
It does sound very cool, yeah. Not quite as modified as the Perez one, but
No, but very nice.
does
still.
sound very good. Now I don't see any more cars. We should still have a few. If the Patterson Micra is, maybe they decided if they're not running at the front, they're not running, because it is really a tarmac car. Although I see something now coming up the hill. Now is this? Is it Andy Madge? Is that the Corolla that always does the Roger Albert Clark?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I remember. I've seen this car in pretty much every Roger Albert Clark ever. I believe they won. If I'm thinking of the right person, they won the prize in the Roger Albert last year. The top crew that weren't using notes. I believe they were all using
Wow.
maps. Yeah, they were going properly old school with it, which is very good. I see Callum Young tuning in as well. Pretty successful navigator in his own right, Callum. But yeah, I think if I'm right about that with Andy Madge, that it's not a very modified car, but it seems to be quite a good wee car. You would know, having sat in one for many years with Hamish Kinloch.
No more cars coming up though.
I do hear something on the public road in the minute. I mean, I think we should also say that it's a big ask this morning, because there are two rallies in one this week, today, that the Caledonian Rally guys started from Lockerbie, the main event guys started from Carlisle, and then they had to kind of merge at a passage control, which I can't imagine for the organisers was the easiest thing in the world
No, it doesn't sound very
to
easy.
try and figure that out. Do like that.
That's nice.
I
Yeah.
do like that. Now this, I do know a thing about this Saab 900 that Paul Woodford had put on his Facebook about. This is an X-Works Group A Saab that Per Eklund's team ran in Rally Championships. You don't see many Saab 900s
No.
rallying at all. Maybe they do, maybe you do in Sweden. Oh, there's possibly 99s entered. Yeah, Gavin Chisholm. He might be. He sometimes does these kind of events, but I'm not sure actually if he's entered. I didn't see him. No, I don't
Sure.
remember seeing him. But yeah, I do know that this is a proper Group A spec Saab 900.
Colin Hope.
Colin Hope, yeah, now he did, if you remember, the Galloway Hills last year in a Saab 96, a silver Saab 96. So he's got a collection. Easy to drive, being turbocharged and only front wheel drive and Group A, so it's going to have some serious power going through the front wheels. That's brave. I have another Sunbeam. That's Josh Patterson saying that Rue's going to be using maps next year because he's 54-year-old. That's not that old compared to some people. But yeah, can you imagine trying to do the full Roger Albert Clark on only maps?
Fair play to them.
That's great. I mean, that's how it started when they brought it back. But that's particularly at rally speeds. That's not an easy thing to do these days. It's not a Sunbeam at all. It's a Mark II. a very standard Mark II.
Or the front end, beg your pardon.
Andrew and Thomas Pidden.
I do see now down there John Brownie in the. I do like this cadet. This cadet's properly old school as well. Normally only does the northern event, so it's a long trip from Aberdeenshire
Yeah.
all the way down here. Had a disaster at the Snowman with a clutch cable that wasn't clutch cabling. So it was a bit of a struggle that day. Another very tidy escort. I saw Fowler
Mark Fowler.
and Dewsnap. Did I
Yeah,
get-
Christopher.
Nice
Nice colours in that car.
Very
I
tidy,
like
yeah,
colours.
nice car that. But yeah, this is John Brownie's cadets. I think they keep going on about it that the combined age of the team and the car is in the hundred and somethings. They keep calling themselves old, and they're not that old. They're not super seniors yet, so they can't be that old. But proper clubman rallyer John Brownie always gets the car at the end as well, which is
Yeah.
the main thing. It's maybe not quite the monster of some of the escorts and stuff that you see, but it is and it's the only cadet that we see, so it's something different as well.
Nice.
Going very
Yeah.
well. We've run out of cars again at the start here. But I don't think there'll be too many more that I can think of that would be on the original entry list. I can't hear. We've not seen Cowan Senior, that is a good point.
Let me figure my entry list.
We haven't seen John McClory either, who was entered in the big event with Dave Robson. Oh, look like we're on to the final page of the entry list.
Well, I'm turning over to the SRC ones. Yeah, so Niall Cowan Senior should be coming up. Chris Rankin in a BMW.
Yeah, okay,
Mhm.
yeah, local man.
Sandy Arbuthnot.
He would be a late entry, so I would imagine he would have been slotted in earlier, but
Yeah.
you would think, but
Some of these guys maybe have had a challenge getting down the road yesterday.
that is a very good point, yeah. Trying to get your way down from Elgin might not have been the easiest thing in the world. I think it was an adventure for Mike Grant, from what I
I
saw.
bet.
Everything was very white. But yeah, I thought we did hear something going along the public road a minute ago, but
The problem is I can't tell if it's coming from the public road or the stage.
no, that's a good point. Now, we'll take away advantage of the gap here to kind of, for the rest of the day, for SRC Live-wise, as I said, we'll be in Lockerbie at the auction mart for the regroup after second service, hoping to speak to the guys after they've done A in Windy Hill.
4 stages down.
4 stages down with only 2 to go, so hopefully we'll be live for that. There is possibly going to be another in-stage live with no commentary, maybe from our part, our side, but as I said, if you want more in-stage action, tune into Special Stage. I'm sure if you're watching rallying, you know about Special Stage at this point. So they are live in both runs of Twigley's. And obviously Matt and Bex will be live probably on the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page from the stage ends, and they said they're going to try and speak to as many folk as they can, so that'll be good to get some SRC guys in there as well. So you'll get plenty of coverage. As I said, it was just a shame the way things have worked out that we had to kind of pool our resources a wee bit this weekend
Yeah.
to give you a bit of everything. As the clouds have now arrived. I hope that's not the
Temperatures dropped.
I hope that's not the rain that was meant to come in the start of the day. That's a rally car down at the end of the road, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Or it's a boy
Oh,
racer.
There's a rally car arrived.
I hate to tempt fate, but it seems as if those two microphones are working.
Right, so we've figured out that we just need the right microphones. It looks like the corner of a Mark 1 Escort headlight.
Looking round the corner there, being very shy.
I see Kirsty Mochry's tuning in, who's had a break from rallying because she's becoming a mum. Normally sat with Innes Mochry in the Scottish tarmac for years in a fantastically bouncy little metro.
Yeah.
Little 1300 metro that just bounces everywhere. It's brilliant. Good fun watching that at Mach 1 in the past. But no, I can still hear rally cars coming up the hill. There just seems to be a gap.
Yeah, slightly. Oh yeah, they're arriving.
It's another Datsun. Now this Datsun's been rallying for a long, long time, and I could not tell you who drives it, which is terrible.
I found it, I think.
Maisie's gone for
Both,
it.
I think.
She's gone for it.
Phil Martin and Paul Rowland.
I think that's right, yeah. I think I've seen that name on the side of the car. Good shout. Yep. Proper works colour scheme as well in this car. All it needs is the big arches and it would be Timo Salonen spec. Regular on the Jim Clark as well. I'm sure we've seen it a lot at the Jim Clark over the years. Brave to take it into the woods.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, isn't it?
Too nice taking to those.
I wonder if that's happened with the Patterson Micra. I wonder if Williams realised that his shiny little Micra is going to have some gravel rash. It's Roy Campbell praising us, saying we're doing a good job. He's obviously keeping in with us for some reason. Don't know why that is. Don't know if I like that. He's saying we're looking after you, Dad. Don't know if we are, really. Apart from the sound things we've done. We
Yeah.
don't have to do too much. I'm trying to figure out who the 205 might be at the back.
I'll have a look. It is Charles Nifton
Okay.
and Stephen Gozard.
Stephen Gozard. You could be right. There's not many 205s. I can only think of Gourley being the other one, and we knew that one.
Yeah, 57.
Phil Harris.
Yeah, Philip Harris and Derek Davies.
I saw Phil Harris on the side. I'm not claiming that I know it, I just guessed from the side. Another really tidy Mark 1, probably a 1600, judging by the sound of it. Doesn't sound too crazy powerful. I'm trying to figure out what that is behind the 205 and I can't. Oh, I do see a sort of coppery gold MG3 arriving.
It does look an MG3.
Yep. You're not biased, but you want to see this car through for definite.
Not that I'm an expert.
No. Well, you should. By now you should be able to spot an MG3 from a long way away.
You know what it sounds like and everything.
Yeah. It does that popping thing when you lift off the throttle, what they all do.
I'm correct.
You are correct.
Surprisingly.
That looks like... Is that another Fiesta? A black Fiesta? He's got his lights on, makes it difficult for me to tell.
Aidan Gregory and Mark Casey.
Okay. Mark Casey. Northern Historic Coordinator, Mark Casey. And another Fiesta owner in his road car as well. Yeah, Aidan Gregory now... Is that one a former Junior 1000, I think? Maybe, possibly. I certainly know the name from somewhere, but... running a touch low, I feel. I do see a Patterson Micra at the back, so we're
It's happening.
it's happening. Yes, so this is Niall Cowan Senior and Chris Wareham in the car this weekend.
Yes.
Chris had a horrible time at the Snowman alongside Jordan Anderson, where he was car sick for most of the day, poor man. So hopefully Niall's a bit more gentle with him. But you are obviously involved with the Autoshop MG3 challenge, so this is one of your cars.
This is one of my cars.
It's only quite poppy and raspy today.
Neil trying a different setup with Tam or something?
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe this car is
Yeah.
like the development mule for the MG3 Rally Challenge, so
We'll see how it goes.
that sounds quite
Sounds nice.
sounds quite throaty, yeah. I believe this is the Rankin BMW that you were talking about.
My entry list is.
The entry list is given up. We've given up. We're just going to wing it from here on in. I think Mickey Rankin's brother.
Local people down here will know Mickey Rankin.
I'm sure, yes. It's definitely a familiar name for this part of the world. So another one, a man that should probably know where he's going. Nice to see a BMW as well. Oh, we've got more cars queuing up. There's hundreds.
Don't say that. I've just put the entry list down.
We'll just have to go with it.
Huge Scotland flag on the roof.
Yes, massive Scotland flag. And then next up is what was meant to be at Anglesey this weekend.
What a change of events.
Yes. So what do you do when your junior rally gets cancelled because your dad says, well, put some gravel springs and knobblies on your junior car and I'll take it into the woods?
Raised it by 30 centimetres.
30 millimetres. Yes. 30 centimetres would be massive, yes. But so this is a Junior 1000 spec Micra, which got a podium in the juniors at Kinloss last time out on the loose. You know, William was driving it well. So Ian hasn't, I think I saw something, 12 years since he's been in the woods rallying.
Wow. That'd be about right, yeah.
And it has a massive 56 horsepower. So it's an absolute weapon.
I wonder how much William's panicking.
He will be panicking about a shiny car. He likes his shiny car to stay shiny. But yeah, I don't fancy trying to go in my Nissan Micra. My 1 metre Nissan Micra. But fair play,
Yeah,
you know.
bit of fun.
Sure William's got him told. Speaking of, there's another Junior 1000 person just popping in, Lachlan Hunter, who's just graduating this year from the Junior 1000s and going into an MG3, I believe.
I believe.
Yeah, so that's exciting. He's obviously just checking in, see how the wee Micra's going.
Yeah,
It's going.
it's going,
We'll see
definitely.
how he gets on.
A white Escort.
Car number 59, I can do that much. The entry list has been abandoned at this point.
Yeah.
It was getting fought back with the wind. Now, I believe it's another Corolla, but it's a newer Corolla, sort of a mid-90s. I can't really tell because it's got its lights on from here. It was red. I didn't know that it was red. I can't really tell. There is an Alfa Romeo. It could be the Alfa Romeo 75, which is a very unusual rally car. I think it was more known as a touring car, really. It is the Alfa Romeo, you're right. about three. There's three people. Ah, I see Sandy and Rosnod at the back of this queue now. So I guess he hasn't been preceded. Ah, yeah. Front is. Suzuki Swift, yes. I'll maybe have a go at your entry list. See what mess I can make of this. I was hoping it was going to be on the last
Yeah,
page.
that's the issue, is because you've got to flip back.
Right. Volvo 244, we've not seen that.
Car 61.
Ah, I've got you. Philip Boothroyd and Martin John Dransfield, Suzuki Swift 1600. So yeah, that would be that.
Is that like the Volvo?
So this might be David. We haven't seen the Morris Marina yet, or the Saab 96. Oh no, there is Gavin Chisholm and Russell Fair entered. Or we haven't seen the Jaguar yet either. Yep, you can tell it's from the Isle of Man. It's got the black number plates. I'm going to put that there and hope it doesn't fly away.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. That's Sandy and Ian on the front. Sandy and Ian. Have we? Better. Sorry about that if the sound did go again.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
There's plenty of power there. It's quite a
Yeah.
quick car. They don't have a lot of luck. Traditionally.
It's fun.
Yeah. Have we gone again? We're still going okay. Okay. No, we're not. Is that working again? How about that? Is that working? Okay.
Swap mic.
That one's not working, is it? My one working. Right, okay. So it seems to be a dodgy mic. One dodgy mic.
That's an impressive car. That's an impressive car.
It's a massive Volvo, yes. See, maybe a cable for one of their microphones, so we'll carry on with one mic and we'll pass back and forth. That can only go well. See, yes, it is. Andrew Stevenson tuning in, so that makes me think he's in service, which is always good. It's half the battle. Yes, so the Morris Marina, I saw that on that entry list that I've now dropped into the...
Hold on. Yeah, I can see it. This is Rob Evatt and Michael Evatt, car 63.
Yeah, so this will be the second event this year I've seen a Marina at, because we had one at Mull up in Scotland, so not a very common car to see. proper works colour scheme on it as well with Unipart. I do see the 206 Cup car I mentioned, and then I think that'll be Gavin Chisholm in the Saab 99 behind, which means we're far away from seeing many clubmen and the 5.3, which if it's still going. Yeah, Steve Knott, I think it is, in that 206.
Yeah, Steve Knott, Mark Hammonds.
206 Cup car as well. So that'll have done plenty of rallying over the years. 206. Alancia Foot, yeah, we are getting older. He's not on the entry list, interestingly enough. But I think that would be who it would be. It's the only full person I can think of in the country these days. Is the way I hold it, do you think? Right, apologies for the sound issues again. That's right, so if I just stand here and don't move. It's not okay now, okay. That's Gavin Chisholm and Russell Fair. So that's Cammy Fair's dad out for a navigate. Cammy Fair, of course, former Scottish champion and now doing very well in the European scene. Max McCready, John Armstrong, people like that. Good. Was he also possibly doing gravel notes at Japan for somebody? Maybe not. Not if he's in Canada. Now I think that might be the last two rally cars, as I see like a Mitsubishi Shogun or something pulling up behind them. So we could be down to the last couple. If you've watched this far, what's wrong with you? Why are you not doing things with your Sunday? But yeah, I think we're going to end off. Is that a Porsche 944 or something? Or is that the Jaguar I'm seeing at the back? The Jaguar I'm seeing at the back, of course. It does say T Graham and S Graham on the side, so I believe it might be the Grahams. And things like that. Is the sound gone again, is it? Right, we're going to get through the last car. Sorry for the sound issues again. They've worked fine all year, which is typical. The last round of the season and it doesn't work. But yes, Jaguar V12. Yeah, on the wrong page. Doesn't matter. So a 5.3 litre I think I saw on the entry list earlier. It is there, the XGS V12. Ed Abbott and Tom Bishop. I'm just going to be quiet. So, we've ended there not far away with that big Volvo. And then somebody's like, I've got an even longer car. Let me get a Jaguar. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry about the sound issues. We will be back later on in Lockerbie at the auction mart. Hopefully speaking to some of the SRC guys, see how it's going. But as I said, keep an eye on the Royce Albert Clark Facebook page. You'll see Matt and Bex doing stage ends, special staging in Twigleys, so you'll get the second run in that in the afternoon. You might get another non-commentated live from us, I'm not sure, but if you did watch, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.